Okay, so tonight's lesson as we begin chapter 5 is on ratios. Ratios is a topic that hopefully you've seen before and hopefully you may have some knowledge of, but in general a ratio, let's start easy, a ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. For example, 4 to 5. 4 feet to 5 gallons. I don't know, just making that one up. But in general, the way we write ratios is we could write it as A to B, comparing them that way. We could write it as A colon B, but the more popular way, in that way we're going to look at it, is A over B. So we're going to actually look at it as a fraction, but knowing that it maybe really is not a fraction. But what I like about writing it as a fraction is knowing that ratios, like fractions, also must always be reduced. So, for example, if I said to you, express as a ratio, a basketball player made 12 baskets in 18 attempts. So I would write that as 12 baskets in 18 attempts. And then, of course, I can reduce that, so this becomes 2/3. So the ratio is 2 to 3. So every 2 baskets I made in 3 attempts in making them. And that's how you would interpret a ratio. When writing a ratio that involves measurements, both quantities should have the same unit of measure. So in a ratio, if I said, for example, 8 ounces, let's try that again, 8 O-U-N-C-E-S, there we go, 8 ounces, forgot how to spell for a second, to 3 pounds. Now I could say it's 8 to 3, but the reality is I can't do it that way because they're not the same. I can't write 8 to 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm always going to usually take the larger unit and transfer that to the smaller unit. So since pounds is larger than ounces, I'll leave my 8 ounces and I'll turn my 3 pounds into ounces, and since there are 16 ounces per pound, I end up with 48 ounces. So I get 8 to 48, or 1 to 6. So I'm going to leave you with a couple of questions to do, and I would like you to express each of these as a ratio. And we'll start with these. I just want you to express as a ratio. So first one would be 12 boys to 16 girls. The second one would be 24 out of 60 light bulbs. And then for the next two, I want you to express as a ratio, but for these, for the next two, you're going to have to actually look at the units and make sure that the units are the same. So here I want 3 pints to 4 quarts. And let's do 9 inches to 1 yard. All right, do those, and we will talk more about those in class tomorrow.